in my other life. It's 5 one-acts by John Patrick Shanley. So I'm Julie de Laurenti. I'm the director and actress in the show.
Tiffany Hofstetter.
Clarence Tokley.
The legendary John Patrick Shanley. And he's mostly known for Doubt, for which he won a Pulitzer Prize. Right?
Yeah, New Words and Academy Award because he made it into a film.
He wrote and directed Doubt with Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and then he won his first Oscar and got a name for Moonstruck with Cher, Danny Aiello, Nicolas Cage.
It's 5 one-acts that are not really, they are not linked at the beginning, but he wrote them in the same time period. And so when I read them, I just figured out that it was the same spirit. It's really one story because we are following that character into those other lives.
There are 15 characters. Yeah. And we each play different characters in each play.
Yeah.
So we start in the first play in the 60s, in the fall, and you have one of the characters who makes a decision and he says, I'm going to make a different choice in my life and change my life. We have obviously, representing the 60s, 70s, 80s, those costumes, which is really fun. So live music, and her sister is producing the music.
Julie and I, we were taking a class here in Paris, and we were doing a play called The Big Funk, a Shanley play. And then we had wanted to do the play again.
What we basically wanted to do is create a company that is multicultural, multilingual, and to bring American theater to Paris. Lots of wonderful English-speaking theater that has come to Paris has been very successful, but it's from companies that are outside, whether it's Australia, England, the States. And so we wanted to create something that is professional here in Paris. This first play is obviously going to be in its original language, English, subtitled in French, so we will be producing it in French as well, but it's the concept of having American theater in Paris.
Even John Patrick Shanley, that is really, really well known in America, here it's, he has been produced in several, little other plays. The Roman Polanski directed Doubt, so it was big. But we really wanted, and I had the chance to work with him in New York because I was his assistant director last year on his last show, Storefront Church. Yeah, it was really good.
At the Atlantic Theater. The French are accustomed to a certain type of theater, and it's very different from the type of theater we have in the States. And so because Judy is French and a very experienced actress in France, she knows what French theater is, and I know what American theater is. So with Clarence, we kind of just kind of brought the two together.
I'm from Southwest. I'm from Toulouse, the Pink City.
What brought you to Paris?
I actually grew up in Paris, between Paris and the States. So I'm still very much between the two.
What brought me over to Paris, I was interested, was a teacher, Mrs. Sandy Philemon Lewis. She was a film teacher, and she always talked about it. She used to write for Cinema Cahiers, and she always said, if you ever get a chance to go to France, you should go to Paris and spend some time there. And I met this woman, and she was from Paris. I said, I've always wanted to go to Paris because I had this teacher who said, I should go. And she said, I'm from Paris. And then I came to visit.
And then, marry the girl.
Yeah. And then
basically, he fell in love.
Yeah.
This is why he is in Paris.
Yeah. For example, the French TV show La Belle Vie.
Plus Belle la Vie.
Yeah, and then there's some new series. Canal Plus is producing like the cop shows. They're bringing in small roles for English-speaking actors.
Right.
But there are TVs and movies. They just shot a film that's coming out in a couple months with Robert De Niro, Tommy Lee Jones, that was shot here.
How good you are. But when you're in Paris, because the pool is not that big, for actors who speak English, you network more and you become the go-to people when there are productions that come here. I think like anywhere, you just have to find the agent that's going to suit you. Specifically in Paris, there are very few that take on étrangers, Americans, English people. But
more agents that wants to have bilingual actors because either in both way. I mean, they want to have American actors who can speak French, but either they want to have French who are really bilingual.
Who can speak English, So as long as you can speak both.
I mean, it's really rich as an actor to learn many languages and to have that multicultural.
Main thing, if you want to work in France as an English-speaking actor, you have to understand the dynamic. It's French, so you have to really want to do it. And as Tiffany was saying, I don't have an agent, but I get castings because of the small community. And
The English speakers, Americans who live in Paris, of course, but also for the French people. The point is we want to introduce this theater to the French audience. Yeah, total 1 hour, 30 minutes. We have, most of the plays are only about 15 minutes. But we have one Irish play that is the long 40-minute play. We're hoping to come out the way we want.
We have to say that for now it's previews. It's really we're doing the creation, so we are not expecting to earn any money on that because we have both the set and the costumes and I mean all the rehearsals and the people involved. So for now it's really doing previews and have the feeling with the audience.
We're going to be going to New York with it, other theaters in Paris. But what we're really lucky is that these are new plays that have never before been seen, presented to the public. Mr. Shanley actually wrote one of the plays inspired by Julie called French Waitress.
Mr. Shanley just wrote them one after the other in 2 or 3 months, but those ones were not supposed to be connected.
when you come to the show, you'll see everything that's connected is all things that the director, Julie, she composed. I mean, linking it with, the set and all that other stuff. It's all, the plays were there, and she found this this one spine that intertwines through all 5 of them.
We were trying to find out with all 3 of our schedules what will work, and we wanted to find a theater that was in the heart of Paris, in the heart of the English-speaking community. And again, because these are previews, we wanted something that was relatively small because the grand opening will be at a bigger theater. And the Théâtre de Nesle came about just because a friend of mine is doing a play there, and we went and met with the director and fell in love with the venue. It's beautiful, it's a little cave, it's very French.
He was supposed to come, but unfortunately he broke his feet.
His foot. I mean, as we said, we want this to be the previews to kind of create, you know, what we want, and we're having a grand opening in the fall.
That we are gonna bring him for the fall. I mean, with another venue that will be like more important, and we will be more.
Yeah.
Choices.
Choices.
Yeah.
Choices. Okay.
Take your life in your hands and make a choice.
Okay. That sounds great. Okay, let's stop you there. Fantastic. Okay, that looks lovely.